Hello and welcome back to the Gigabyte Challenge number 5. This is the finals between Na'Vi US as well as Mouz. Both teams have been performing decently well, at least throughout this tournament, and have managed to make their way through the series of best of ones to make it towards this final round. And it is going to be a best of 3, so this game is not going to be the deciding game, but it looks like we're going to have a good series ahead of ourselves. I'll be Grandis I'll be casting on this channel, and today I'll be joined by Heflatv. How are you doing?
Hello everybody. Yeah, it's been a while. I've been casting. I'm pretty much absent for the last 3 weeks or so. For everybody who wants to know, I'm learning for my exams right now, and actually I have an exam in a couple hours, in a few hours actually, T minus 12 hours or so. But I was like, since I'm anyway chatting with the people and listening to like the Heflatv crew casting here, I might as well cast myself. So here I am. There we go.
Well, very well. Nothing too surprising coming out from the draft so far. Mouse kind of get their hands on a first pick up Mirana. The bans are pretty par for the course so far for this tournament at least. Lycan Brewmaster taken out by Na'Vi, and Batrider Doom has been banned out by Mouse.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, so far everything along the meta, nothing too surprising. I was kind of surprised by the game of Na'Vi last time against the absolutely, for me at least, unknown team MPL. I've been chatting with some viewers in the chat, and yeah, it actually worked out. I was kind of worried that, if the Lycan doesn't find the farm and everything, and Na'Vi is just going for like this heavy team fight, but then not getting the damage through after all the big wombo combo. But they played it out perfectly. I mean, you saw at the last fight, I don't think you could have done it better. Like, 4-man Echo Slam, and everything else from the Tidehunter in, and then yeah, they just cleaned up. It was amazing to watch.
Yeah, Na'Vi showed very good efficiency as well as farming is concerned as well, and they were able to keep the Lycan at least decently farmed. He died a little bit early on, but was able to come back last game, and yeah, they performed very well. Na'Vi going to pick up the Tidehunter first. They've shown that they can use that hero very well, and it's pretty scary when played in the right hands, and overall just a solid offlaner. They're also going to pick up the Ancient Apparition, a hero that we haven't seen all that much as of late, but offers a lot of global killing potential and can completely change the way the game is played.
Yep, absolutely. And like, talking about big ultimates, Tidehunter, well, there we have it already, the Ravage. This is something we already had to deal with, but now on top of that, the Ancient Apparition, that means perfect time. You can do it either way around. Either you initiate with the Ravage and Ancient Apparition, use this as a setup to get like a 2-3 Ice Blast, or the other way around, like from across the map, Ice Blast is flying, and if it hits, then the Tidehunter can come in sooner or later with a Blink Dagger. We have a Gush, Anchor Smash, and a Ravage if it's not enough, so that's a nice setup. But on the other side, Mirana, Shadow Demon, the very traditional combo. Like, in this patch, since there's so many new aspects coming into the game, which is of course very interesting, but still, this one from 6.81 AB, still very popular. Let's see how this works out for Mouz.
Yeah, definitely can put a lot of pressure on a single lane, can go aggressive, can go safe lane, could also be their supporting duo and just roam and get kills around the map. So we'll have to see how Mouse are going to utilize this combo, but very flexible and also good at getting pickoffs around the map.
Yep, absolutely. And now the second ban rotation is coming. We have on one side, we have the Leash and we have the Silencer, so that definitely helps. I mean, Mouse is now really taking away the additional Wombo combo ultimates. Like, that would be just sick if you think about it. Ravage, Ice Blast, the potential Leash ultimate bouncing around. We saw a pretty fast Aghanim Scepter in the last game, and of course the Silencer, and the most common build at the moment is anyway the Aghanim Scepter Refresher. So if you get that through, and they would again play such a 4-man team fight, 4 protect 1 team fight strategy, like those two would actually fit in. Plus, the Silencer could also transition nicely into damage once he got those basic items through.
Yeah, definitely. I think maybe in this next pick phase, Mouse might pick up the Invoker for Fada, a hero that we haven't seen a whole lot recently. But I know Fada plays at least a decent Invoker, and with the Shadow Demon Mirana and the Sunstrike on top of that, they'll be able to get a lot of kills around the map. And, well, Nyx Assassin's been banned out by Na'Vi. An interesting ban. I don't know. Nyx Assassin hasn't been seeing a lot of play. Usually offlaners are more heavily favored. Darkseer's still left in the pool. If Mouse want to pick that one up, I think
It would also fit for the Tidehunter,
10
to be
seconds to
honest. Like, we
go.
saw some nice combinations, some nice synergy between the Darkseer and the
5
Tidehunter. Like,
seconds.
they caught up a lot of times with the Surge, as well as the Tidehunter anyway, taking up everything. And if there's an Iron Shell on
Reserve
top, then
time.
it's pretty nice. Plus, of course, we also saw some nice, say, Wolves action plus the Iron Shell. That was... It was quite lethal for the poor Bloodseeker. Like,
Radiant's
they
mid.
juked desperately through that jungle, and the Wolves, they're just too fast with the Iron Shell on top. Nowhere to hide.
Yeah, definitely Na'Vi gonna pick up yet another huge teamfight ultimate in the form of the Chronosphere from the Faceless Void. And they have plenty of spells to match up with this Ancient Apparition with the Ice Blast on top. It's pretty much just shooting fish in a barrel when you catch some heroes out in the Chronosphere.
Yeah, and there we go. On the other side, Troll Warlord, Fata. Like, chances are good he's picking it up. Fata, known as the guy with a troll fetish. This is absolutely approved by MSS. I think he said that even literally in an interview like last week or so. So let's see how this works out. So far, like the win ratio on the Troll Warlord for Fata is pretty amazing. So let's see how they get it through.
10 seconds
Yeah,
to
he
go.
also plays his troll a little bit differently than other people. He likes to pick up an early mechanism on the troll and pick up those utility items instead of going full out damage or as a hard carry, and allows the other heroes like the Mirana to make up for that in that department. Just allows them to 5-man down towers very well. So I'm pretty excited to see Fada's troll this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm also a big fan of Void, actually. I mean, besides that being a pop stomp hero, but like in the pro scene, the
Radiant's
Void,
pick.
the only thing I'm always worried about is like when teams pick not too much external damage coming into the chrono. But now that we're looking at it, I mean, we have a Tidehunter. If he's outside and if there's even something on the edge, he can bring both spells in, Gush as well as the Anchor Smash. We have the Ancient Apparition. That's the easiest target to hit in his life with the Ice Blast as well as the Cold Free proc-in, and now it gets really interesting with the Sand King now
10
being picked up
seconds to
here as a
go.
4th pick. The Epicenter doesn't care about the chrono. Time stands still for everyone, but the Epicenter is
Dire's
ticking
bad.
through, and this is really bad. Like, if Na'Vi gets a proper chrono, 3, 4-man, and a full channel into the chronosphere, that would be amazing.
Yeah, the amount of teamfight potential coming out from them is immense, but Mousesport's going to pick up the axe here.
10 seconds to go.
Let's
Oh,
see
I
that.
like it.
Yeah,
But against what is it? That's the
5 seconds.
question here. Like, I don't see the axe really working against the heroes we see on Navi's side here.
Reserve time.
It could be an offensive tri-lane axe, maybe with the Mirana and Shadow Demon. Against the Faceless Void, he doesn't really do that well against offensive tri-lanes, and with the Ancient Apparition
Yeah.
Sand King, their tri-lane's not necessarily weak, but at the same time, it's lacking in range, and the Chilling Touch isn't going to be that scary, so maybe that's where Mousesports are going to fit this axe in the lineup.
Yeah.
Or that could also just be a jungle axe. I don't see a solo Ancient Apparition really being able to roam around, and Sand King's more often than not
10
going to be sitting in the
seconds to
jungle
go.
for the first portions of the game.
Yeah. I mean, Axe, like, the good thing
5
about
seconds.
Axe is in 6.8 he was mostly used because there were so many
Reserve
Dazzle
time.
plus Axe combination, maybe Dazzle, Taro, or something else, and since Axe with the dunk doesn't really care about the Shadow Crave, for example, Axe
Dire's
had like a huge spike in how often he got picked up, and then some other teams even utilized him in like creep skipping all the time, like just sitting behind the tower with 2 supports and an aggressive tri-line, so like sometimes the solo carry or like even a dual lane in the safe lane, they had no chance whatsoever to farm properly up, and the tower went down. I think I casted one game, I think it was Power Rangers, but in the old setup with Scandal still
10
being in
seconds
the
to
forever
go.
stand-in position, but they had like a 2-minute 30 tier 1 tower,
seconds.
and at 4 minutes the tier 2 were down. That's the power of like a creep skipping axe if you get it through, especially if you put it up with a Darkseer.
pick.
That's even more of a deadly combo. But here in this game, as I said, I just don't see anything happening. Like, he has to be super on spot with his initiations, getting the Faceless Void as well as the Tidehunter, then they have to super fast nuke him down. But if the Void survives, gets the chrono, maybe offensively or even defensively, then there's nothing they can really do. The only good thing I really see is Sand King and the Sandstorm.
10
At least they have
seconds to
something to
go.
get him out of the Sandstorm without detection. But that's the only upside I see at the
5
moment.
seconds.
Yeah, Na'Vi going to pick up the Gyrocopter, even more teamfight damage coming up from them. Their lanes are going to be a little bit
Reserve time.
interesting here. I'm not sure how they're
Yep.
going to actually position these heroes. I think it's going to be something like an offlane Tidehunter, maybe mid-gyro, safe lane Void.
I don't know. Mid Sand King. Give me Mid Sand King, Gyrocopter, Ancient Apparition, Safe Lane, and no, wait. No, that doesn't. No, that's too bad. It's since it's a two core. You can shift this around. I don't know. This is definitely going to be interesting, but I don't know. Tidehunter. This is actually a really interesting question. How do they lane this? Unless this is a support gyro. So Tidehunter offline, the Void with the Ancient Apparition gyro in the safe lane and the mid Sand King. We've seen that one before.
I think they're going to put Gyrocopter inside the tri-lane with the Ancient Apparition and Sand King. They're probably going to sack the Faceless Void, or maybe put a mid and then put the Tidehunter in the other lane. I think giving the Gyrocopter more farm priority is probably going to be their option because they just have so much follow-up for the Chronosphere that Faceless Void doesn't really need to be the damage source inside the Chrono. Honestly, I'm not sure. I really don't know how they're going to lane this.
You could turn it around like in so many ways. Like this is, I mean, it's a good thing because you can be very flexible, but then again, once we see the players picking it up, then it should clarify. On the other side, we see now a Rev King as the fifth pick. So they round up their draft with another stun. It's actually not too bad because it's a follow-up stun. Like the disable on one target or two targets is pretty huge if you think about it. We have a disruption into an arrow, into Ray Fire Blast, Axe also being there for a call, and yeah, the Troll Warlord can even globally use his ultimate, like supporting the team even though he's not there. It's quite nice, but when it comes to team fights, as I said, a perfect Chrono or even a Ravage into a Chrono, this is so much AoE damage coming out by Na'Vi here. Mouz has to be very, very careful because in a team fight, I just give Na'Vi the better card here.
10 seconds.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it is looking like a lineup that Mouz is very comfortable with playing, so that also factors into it a little bit. But I'll go ahead and introduce the Radiant side. We have Pycap playing on the Mirana, Misery on the Wraith King, MSS taking up the Axe, Fada on the Troll Warlord, which will leave, I believe, Pos on the Shadow Demon, even though he's not tagged up.
Yep, absolutely. And on the Dire side, we have 1-4-3-7 here playing the Sand King. We have Snake King taking the Gyrocopter, then Fogged and Korok here, Tidehunter and Ancient Apparition. Last but not least, here Cap playing on the Faceless Void, and he's gonna end up here in the safe lane as it looks like. Yep, seems to be there. And now we see a nice ward coming out here by the Sand King, so they might already spot out what's coming here because there is a 5-man gank train potentially looking for something to find, but with this ward here, everything is open, so this will not be too successful for Mouz.
Yeah, 1-4-3-7 hanging out a little bit longer, but yeah, he'll just be able to back off. No real killing potential here. But they will be able to secure some early wards to block the pole camp and secure the offlane, and it looks like an offensive tri-lane coming out from Mouz, with probably Shadow Demon Wraith King as well as Mirana as the core of that. I don't know, it looks like this mid matchup is going to be Tidehunter versus Troll. I'm not actually sure who wins that. I think Troll is favored a little bit, but if he's able to get in range for the Anchor Smash, might give him a little bit of trouble. And well,
but you won't. That's the problem. You won't. You won't get in range if he plays it properly. I mean, you have decreased movement speed, of course, in the range form of a Troll, but still, if you play just, you know, looking forward, and I don't know, I don't see it happening. But let's see. It's definitely interesting. I mean, everything else seems pretty standard. We have on the bottom rune here for Na'Vi. Warded on top, we have a blocking sentry and a nice ward behind the tower, so they know exactly what's going on if there's someone rotating. At the moment, the Void is alone and facing Pikehead, so we have range versus melee. That's of course a pretty bad start for him, so he needs some nice, I don't know, some nice backtrack skills. But in the mid, look at this.
We're going to have a support rotation coming out from the Shadow Demon Wraith King, deciding that Mirana really doesn't need help up against the solo Faceless Void, which I'm inclined to agree with. And while they're also rotating Axe in here, and it looks like they're just going to have a full lane swap, putting MSS up towards the top lane and getting the Mirana out against the Faceless Void. I'm not sure how I feel really about this lane rotation coming out from Mouz.
Yep, I don't know. But I mean, as I said, Pycat will do fine here versus Cat. I mean, the Void being pretty annoying, like as soon as
Misery might be in a little bit of trouble caught between 3 enemy heroes. Chilling Touch coming out, the stun from the Sand King. They should be able to get this easy kill on Misery. Fog draws first blood, just out of position. 1-4-3-7 was hiding in the trees, and good positioning from him to make sure that he got that stun off. And well, a good start for Na'Vi.
Yeah, and I actually like this combination they have here. They have, as soon as we have a level 2 burst strike, the stun duration is only 2.17 seconds, but the cold feet, of course, have a chance to proc if you really put it up immediately. Plus the Gyrocopter being the only carry that has the highest magic burst potential in the game right off the bat, and that's what I like the most about it. But look at it, Gyrocopter swapping into the top lane right now. And in the mid, Fata going ham here on Korok. The axes, they're actually hitting, but now he's bottling up and he's getting hit by the tower, so he has to go back. In the end, both ending up with low HP. But yeah, Korok, that was pretty close.
Yeah, both teams pretty much playing musical lanes. Snaking going to go up towards the top to secure some more farm, and well, the supports might run into each other. Fog is currently solo down the bottom lane, but looks like we'll have some action in mid. Fata probably just going to back off here, Sanking, looking for the sun. 1437, can he get in range? I don't think so, it's only level 1 Burrow Strike. Oh, we're going to miss kill on the bottom lane.
Yep, that was an easy combination of Ray Fire Blast into Arrow, and then they just clubbed him down. Like, poor Ancient Apparition. They left him alone there. I know the chance was good that he'd get some XP, but in this case, he just paid it with his life. And this lane swapping is so interesting, but now suddenly the Axe is saying hello to the Gyrocopter after Snaking like reached here. Fogged after he was dead, he's coming out to the top lane, which means that's of course again bad for MSS here, being alone as an Axe versus 2 ranged heroes. Not too good, but then again Shadow Demon is also saying hello. Like, this is, I don't know, Russian roulette on, or Dota roulette on laning here. It's just crazy.
Yeah, so far the lanes have pretty much been even. Gyrocopter and Trollord farming pretty much on par with each other, 14-6 compared to 13-2.
Oh, and then look at top, the Sand King. He's looking for his burst strike.
Yep, he's going to find it on MSS. Will they have the damage? They sure will. Defensive Disruption will delay things for now, and it will waste a lot of the Rocket Barrage, but with the Chilling Touch, they should be able to take this kill. 1437 is going to be held up for now, and the Soul Catcher is going to land him. He will be forced back, and now they've rotated Misery in. Will he be able to find a stun? I'm not sure. He doesn't have boots. So that should be the end of it, and a good defensive disruption from Paz will keep his axe safe.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I don't like about supports. And do they re-engage? I don't think that's too good of an idea, especially with the Sand King being pretty low. But now, look, Misery trying to wrap around, trying to find something, and there is potential on both sides, but I think here RNG will play a huge role, especially because the Gyrocopter, he doesn't even have mana at the moment for the Rocket Barrage. I don't think you should go into this.
Yeah, a lot of damage is being wasted, and well, Misery trying to throw out the sun. He's canceled it 3 times, and well, not going to be able to connect with 1437 there. And well, this lane has a lot of aggressive potential coming out from Mouz, and for now, Na'Vi really haven't been able to contest that. And in the meantime, Troll is just farming away in the middle lane.
Yeah. By the way, what I wanted to say, I want to finish my thought. Like, I hate it when you don't have a magic stick on the support, and the Sand King was actually 20 gold short before they had this top engagement. They would have gotten the kill with a follow-up burst strike, even though it's just level 1, but he was in range. Problem is he had no magic stick, so he was like 15 mana too short, and there was, I don't know, about 6 or 7 spells cast all around him by the enemy. So a stick would have made a difference there. That would have been a 2-1 for Na'Vi here, but this is, yeah, a stick
Troll
is really
rotating up towards top. Looks like Mouse are going to take the aggressive here, looking for a stun from Misery. Not going to throw it out, and for now, Na'Vi are staying pretty far back. There's going to be disruption away. The Gyrocopter Soul Catcher is going to be on the mark. Nice Burrow Strike will delay things for now, and Snaking, he's falling fairly low. He's slowed down by the axes. Nice body block coming out from the illusions there, or rather, not nice body block. That was his ally. 1437, he used the stick. He's still surviving on the backlines. He should die here. They don't have a way to cancel that. No detection on the ground, and well, Axes in the vicinity to get a call off. And while he's going to throw a Burrow Strike on the backlines yet again, they're going to be able to clean up the Wraithing with the Rocket Barrage damage coming up from Snaking.
What was Misery doing there? He was, first of all, he was getting damaged by the Sandstorm, and then he could have expected that, like, the Sand King is saying, like, hey guys, I got a nice stun here, and then please just Snaking do the damage
around
now. Rocket
Barrage, it's being split between the creeps, and MSS is falling pretty low, but now Snaking's being focused down by Fada, slowed down by the Axes. They'll be able to clean up that kill, and now 1437 on a lot of trouble. We'll be able to Burrow Strike. All they need is one more. Oh, he wasn't able to get the Hunger off. Oh my goodness. Very close.
Twice he started to cast it, but like in the fog of war, like really on the edge of the fog of war, he's so lucky. I mean, he had like, what, 20 HP at that time. That would have been 1 or 2 ticks of the Battle Hunger. Like, having 1 point into it, I really like it, like the build here of MSS. But yeah, fog of war can be a bitch sometimes.
Definitely. Yeah, were that daytime, that would have been killed, but in mid lane, Korok going to be caught out. He's stunned up by the Wraith King. Will they be able to clean up this kill? They slow him down
Yes,
with the
Ravage
axes
if he
again, but
wants
he's
to.
so tanky with those points into the Kraken shell. It looks like he'll be able to back off.
Ravage.
Octus here. Oh, not sure if he really wants to be there. Fada with the haste rune, going to run down towards the south. Very interesting path taken by him. Maybe deciding, yeah, just to back off there, and he'll
was
take a little
trolling.
bit for us. Yeah, he's trolling.
Literally. He was trolling. But I expected like a second TP in there plus the Ravage being used. He has enough mana for the Ravage as well as an Anchor Smash right after. Plus we have potentially a Cold Feet proc and the Chilling Touch there. With a second TP, I think they could have nailed both of those heroes under the tier 1 tower. That would have been pretty nice. Then again, it's just a level 1 Ravage, so... It's just a 2-second stun, and the Cold Feet needs a bit more if he moves directly after, especially with the haste rune, might have not procced. But then again, it would have been a nice chance.
Yeah, I don't know. I think especially at this level, you're not going to find those huge 5-on-5 engagements, and it's probably just worth it to blow it there and try for some kills, and you'd probably be able to get at least one. But either way, they won't go for it, and for now, we're just going to back off. The supports have split up and are playing fairly defensively, at least for now.
Yep, and finally we also stopped rotating. Like, I think as it is right now, we have the lanes established. So Snaking, they're gonna stay here, but the Axe, of course, not having too much of a good time here because, yeah, Rocket Barrage, it does hurt, especially level 3. And there is ultimate ready as well, and the Sand King, he's waiting there. Level 2 Burst Strike, but of course, in the background, they have a
Yeah, and in
defensive
bottom, they're
disruption.
going to throw out Pycat's ultimate. They might be able to catch him out. They have the Ravage available, but they just don't have vision. He leaped into the trees, and they don't know he's there. Troll's also rotating in. Leap going to be on cooldown for quite some time, and Pycat just going to enjoy his comfy little home in the trees. No tangos on Troll, so he's stuck there for a while.
Yep. There's just now a range creep missing who's giving away his position, but now the Void has to be careful as well. Like, from this position, also error can come that is quite unexpected. I actually thought they used this Moonlight Shadow for top, for engagement, but then you started, like, casting on the bottom lane, and top they also didn't find anything. But now, oh, there's a stun here on Misery, and the Rocket Barrage damage, as well as the ultimate. The first one hits, the second one will hit on Misery. He's going down. Now MSS, he has to run. Rocket Barrage is just too much damage, and there, oh, he tried the dunk, and he actually gets it through.
With that extra movement speed, will he be able to make it out alive? Snaking doesn't have a point in the missile, won't be able to throw that one. He's very slow now, and now going to pop the magic stick. Try for the TP out. Will he be able to make it out alive? And Snaking not going to go for that. And looks
But
like
in the
he missed.
meantime, the Tidehunter, at least he got the Shadow Demon. So what they failed to achieve here on the Axe, unfortunately, like, this is exactly why many gyrocopters nowadays, even in the pro scene, have at least 1 point in the homing missile, because sometimes, or like as of late, there's so many heroes picked that have like a lot of escape mechanics somehow, and especially after the dunk with the movement speed. I mean, he was just jumping away, but imagine a missile just, you know, just following. That
Yeah,
would
that
have
would've
been an
been
easy kill.
Tower's hurting.
Well, Fada was diving pretty hard in the mid lane, popped the ultimate to get a little bit of damage on the tier 1 tower, but won't amount to much of anything.
Yep.
He might actually be in some trouble here. We have a rotation in from Kurok. Doesn't have the ultimate for another 100 seconds. Looks like he's going to throw out a gush or something. I don't know. Just going to pull the creep aggro off.
Yeah, the gush, this is not really worth it. It's a 120-second spell that you only have 1 point into. So it's one of those spells that scale very nicely. But oh my god, top, we have the Ray Fire Blast on Snaking, and there is the town. Now, 1, 2, 3, dunk. Oh, he actually missed it, but they don't even need it. The Misery is there with the last punch. He's getting him.
Yeah, very close for that dunk. I think he used the stick charges right before he tried for that, so MSS was missing it just by a couple of HP. Unfortunately for them, but either way, still able to get the kill on the carry for Na'Vi, and a good pick off for Mouz. And while across the map, the efficiency for Mouz is doing wonders for them. This Mirana is farming very well, as is the Troll Warlord. And now it looks like they're going to put some pressure on this tier 1 tower up on top.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, on the scoreboard we have 4-4 here, but when it comes to farm and experience, Mouz is definitely leading. If they actually apply some pressure now on the tier 1 tower and maybe even achieve a kill here. Oh, in mid, Korok, man fighting versus Fata. Fata still wants to go. He has to slow with the axis, but he doesn't use it. He's giving up. He just wants to drive him out of lane. But yeah, if they would get that tier 1 tower, that would give them actually quite a significant lead. I mean, looking at the experience graph at the moment, they're already leading by almost 3k. When it comes to gold, they were at like, what, 2.5 with a tower that would be approximately, yeah, above the 3k. And that's a nice little advantage for the 11th minute.
Yeah, definitely. I think the biggest thing for Na'Vi is they're not going to have the Blink Daggers online very quickly. Tidehunter backed off the Power Treads and not going to have that fast. And 1437 hasn't been farming very well. Does have the 2 points up the sandstorm. He's going to start trying to get that blink dagger, but it's not going to be like your 11-minute blink that we're quite used to seeing out of Sand Kings. MSS is going to back off for the Vanguard. How do you feel about Vanguard here?
I don't know. I'm not a big fan, but of course it's why not? I mean, it's if you get it early, and this one is early. Sure, it's definitely nice, but it won't help you, for example, against Rocket Barrage, but it helps you, of course, against anything else. The biggest problem I really have at the moment with Na'Vi is that when do they start to use the Void? I mean, the Void is now level 8, and at some point, at least for a Chrono, plus their nice ultimates, why not using it? But in the meantime, while I'm talking here, we have a Moonlight Shadow, and the question is now, do they find something with it? It's almost running out. Half the ration is through. Pycat, maybe with a nice arrow somewhere, but it doesn't look like it. Or does it? Misery, he sees the Sand King, but all the pings are already coming out. They can smell it, like there is something in the air, and they do the right thing. They just go back. And in the meantime, Korok and Cat, they feel safe enough to just push the tier 1 tower.
Yeah, with all 5 heroes of Malice off of the map, or at least roaming through their jungle. Not really going to be punished all that much. I don't think it's going to be put into deny range either. They might decide to go into Misery. He's only level 5, doesn't have the ultimate, but might have some action in the middle lane.
Yeah, that was an attempt to slow Fata down with the Ice Vortex, but yeah, in the meantime, the Tidehunter and Cat, they're still going in there. Oh, Cat is going in, and there is the Chronosphere, but it only hits Misery.
Misery, still only level 5. They committed the Ravage Threat. It's also going to catch up Pycat in the backlines. He leaps away from the Rocket Barrage, still not dying. And now Fata is rotating in. There's 4 heroes there. Probably doesn't want to initiate, and that has the Invisibility. He's actually going to throw the axes, and he might have just made a big mistake. Rocket Barrage is going to do a lot of damage. Defensive Disruption, we'll keep him alive for now. Nice call coming up from MSS. We'll catch out 2. And, well, Gyrocopter is still turning around. Nice sound coming out from 1437. They're going to be able to clean up the Axe Go here. And now Fata looking for the kill and faces Void. Not going to be backtracked there, and they'll be able to get that one, but will they be able to catch him out? I'm not sure. Let's see. Slowed down by the Icy Vortex. Not going to connect with the Anchor Smash. And everybody on the side of Na'Vi is just so low, they just need to back off here.
And there's 2 things where I really have a huge question mark above my head at the moment. The first question is, still, not at one point in the homing missile, it would have changed this fight as well. Like, when Fata was going in again, like, it would have hit him, like, on the way back to the tier 1 tower. That would have been an additional kill. And the second question is, why exactly did the Void come back into this fight? I mean, he was so lucky with a nice setup, Chrono, everything worked out for him, but he knew he was in dunk range, so he's, yeah, you know, he stayed away from the Axe. Absolutely understandable, but after the Axe went down, he comes back, and then Fata is just, you know, going YOLO with his axes, and I don't know, was he really playing there?
1437 might be in trouble. He's going to drop the epicenter on Fata. Will he be able to get this kill? He's dropping so low, but no detection on the ground. Fata is falling faster, and 1437 going to be able to survive with 13 HP. Another stun being thrown the way of Snaking shouldn't turn into anything.
Nice. That was really a nice play. I mean, it was on the edge, but it was nice. I mean, getting a troll for a Sand King, that's absolutely fine. But in the mid, we have actually Korok being stunned up. Now his second stun with the Ray Fire Blast, and there, this ultimate won't hit anything, but Korok, you have to go back now. That's a bit too much, especially there with MSS there. Then again, MSS, he's also far away from a Blink Dagger, like really far away. And rotations, bottom here, they want something, but yeah, this one, they saw it.
It'll probably just be a tower deny after the catapult hits it a couple of times. That's going to be about it.
And the best thing they can do at the moment is just let it happen, because there's 3 heroes just waiting for someone trying to be greedy. And yeah, in the end, they got what they wanted. Tower denied. I don't know if it's really worth it interrupting even the Axe's farm. After all, I mean, a Wraith King, Shadow Demon just standing by their Axe, using the 135 TP scroll, interrupting his jungle farm. I guess it's worth it. But I think like the 2 would have been enough to get the deny.
Yeah, and Korok, he's going to be able to clean up an ancient stack that he just made for himself here, and we'll get him closer towards that Blink Dagger, or Mechanism, depending on whatever his choice is. As far as mechs are concerned, Trollard almost has this, and after this tower, if he gets the last hit, will have it. But he needs to be careful. There is 3 heroes, Time Walk and Chronosphere committed. They'll be able to get this kill. Ancient Apparition Ultimate should land onto Fata. Now the call down also on the backlines. There's an arrow attempt from Mirana, but she's going to be on the backlines of this fight and going to be able to leap away to safety. So Troll is going to pay for that aggression with his life there, and Tower still not in die range, and well, not looking too healthy either, but not worth it for the Troll.
Yeah, absolutely not. And they try to capitalize on it, of course, the tier 1 tower, but Mouz is already doing the right thing. In the mid, they're saying hello, and maybe they want to get some tier 1 tower damage for them as well, but no, they won't get it. So Korok finds a haste rune now, and Oh god,
Like
this
going to land
arrow!
on Snake King. He's taking a tower. They need to get the aggro off of him. They're TPing in, and it looks like he's just going to die there. Not sure what that was. He's going to get called on the backlines. MSS catches out 143.7. He's purged up by the Shadow Demon. That's going to be a very dead Sand King. So 2 gimmies towards the way of Mouz, and on the river, they're going to try to catch out more Mouz Misery. He's going to lose his ultimate there, but that's going to be about it.
Yep, that was horrible. That was a big misplay. That arrow, 5 seconds duration, while you have the tower aggro, plus the soul catcher on you. That's like the worst situation you want to be in, especially as a gyrocopter. I mean, your HP pool at this point of the game is you can pretty much forget about it. That's nothing. That's, I don't know, 1100 HP, and he was already like, what, on 50-60% HP before the tower started hitting him with his soul catcher on top of him, so meh.
Yeah, Tidehunter actually backs off for drums here. An interesting choice for Cork. He's going to be decently tanky, but he's going to be stunned up by Misery. With the Troll rotating in, they might be able to get this kill. I don't know, they need to connect with an arrow, and with TP's in, they probably should just back. Now the Ravage going to connect out 3, Ancient Apparition Blast, going to land only on Pycat, but a nice stun coming up from 147. They're going to throw the Epicenter, not really going to land on much of anything, and now they're trying to case down Fada. He is dusted up, they have vision of him. And will they be able to connect with another burst strike? They will. Shadow Demon's rotating in. They could be in a little bit of trouble. Defensive disruption will land, and now Kurok falling very low. Fada's going to be able to clean that one up. Now running towards the north. Looks like he just wants to save his friends. He's going to slow down 2 of them with the axes, and he's still surviving on the backlines. Chronosphere has been thrown out. Bycat caught out 3, and now Fada is going to be cleaned up. 1-4-3-7 gets a nice stun, lands on 2, but he's also falling very quickly. And now with that Starfall, she's going to be able to get clean. Another arrow going to land, and Fog's going to die. 4 dead on the side of Na'Vi.
Oh, this was... Oh god, I don't even want to comment this. And Gyrocopter now versus MSS. There is the rocket barrage, but it won't be enough yet, and he's just getting away. But Jesus Christ, this fight, like the chrono, it was super on the edge. Like Fata was barely in the chrono. I really thought now they got them, but just not enough damage. Not enough damage in time, and then with the double Star Storm, like first Sand King going down, and like Soul Catcher and everything else on the Void. He also had no backtrack luck whatsoever. That was, yeah, I don't know. A bit RNG is of course always involved, but after all, it really comes down to the fact that Void just not having enough damage. It took them, or took him ages till he got Fata down, and then even with that nice double burrow strike, he couldn't finish Pycat before the Starstorm comes.
Yeah, and I think the biggest problem in that fight was the Ancient Apparition ultimate only landed on the Mirana. Had they cut out the other 2, that would have been an easy 3 kills for Na'Vi. But in the end, they only got 1.
Yeah, it's really fall from back. Like I think both teams make here and there some not so good decisions, but I think this time, like I was even saying it, by the time they were running towards the bottom rune, I was expecting that there comes a turnaround, because I mean Shadow Demon plus Amarana and Fata, who reached up with everything he had in his inventory, like the turnaround was obvious, but now we actually thought they can take it, and for a couple seconds it really looked like it, but it was just a huge bait that turned out to be a disaster for Na'Vi here. Now in the mid, nice Ice Blast as well as the Gyrocopter ulti, but yeah, it just scares them off, nothing else.
Yeah, well, Tier 1 tower is defended for now, but I think Mouz can just go ahead and take that one for themselves. They have the mechanism up on Fada finished. So, they have some of those core items. Well, Sand King falling very low in the top lane, has been stunned out. The follow-up call, the dunk, not going to be there, but eventually they will burn down to the Wraithfire Blasted Dot.
Yep, who needs dunks?
Who needs dunks? Yeah,
but I mean,
mid lane, arrow to fly, not going to land onto the Faceless Void. Has the Mask of Madness finished, so he will be doing some damage in the Chronosphere if he gets some lucky bashes.
Get some damage. Like, to be honest, like if he had like Mask of Madness last fight, he probably would have gotten Fata down faster, but in the end he would have still died because Mask of Madness and the damage bonus you get. But now Void actually TPing to the tier 2 tower, using the Mask of Madness to get faster in there, like potentially looking for MSS and Misery, but there's no one else even to follow up. And Mouz, to be honest, Mouz is doing a much better job there. Like, they're really forcing Na'Vi to rotate here and there, and Na'Vi is not really finding the initiation they really want to. And sooner or later, Mouz is getting those tier 1 towers. They're not committing, but now Fata in the mid, he knows there is no cliff, and there he gets it. So the huge difference at the moment is we have the Night towers versus towers that go to Fata, and in the mid,
Snaking, almost ran into that arrow, but it will split between the 2 heroes. That would have been
top,
huge.
They found the Void here. Now the question is, Chrono or not Chrono?
Although Chrono, and they're also going to drop the Ravage. Gyrocopter ultimate is being deployed. MSS, he's dropping decently fast, but he's trying to make a turnaround here with the Ancient Apparition ultimate on him. He will die eventually on the backlines. We have a Burrow Strike. They'll be able to catch out the Wraith King, and he should die a second time here, caught between 4 enemy heroes.
Yep, and finally homing missile, so regardless how he jukes, it will find him, but they don't even need it. Like, before that rocket missile started moving, he was dead. So this is also pretty, well, it's not nice for the Wraith King, because dying on level 1 ultimate resurrection reincarnation, it's really frustrating. It's a 260-second cooldown, so that plus not even getting a life out there, it's really frustrating.
Yeah, well, and a hero we really haven't been seeing a lot of is Pykat's been farming a lot. Well, is Pycat rather, and has that Midas online, leaping forward very aggressively, going to land an arrow on Snaking, and this is going to be a fairly easy solo kill. Midas is the Mud Golem for good measure and steals that farm and gets a kill on the enemy carry. Excuse me. My goodness, I didn't expect that to happen, but I guess neither did Snaking.
Nope, Snaking there, that was, yeah, that was even without vision. I'm just looking, how did he land this arrow? Was this really just the uphill vision and he just stood around in the right place at the right time, pretty much?
Honestly, I'm not sure he had vision. That wasn't nighttime. Fada looking for the skill on the Faceless Void. He'll be able to time walk away to safety.
Yeah, and this is also Fata's second tower now he gets, and maybe they want more, but at the moment Korg is saying hello, as well as of course the Sand King. Sand King now also with the Blink Dagger, of course. So
oh my god, going to land onto the Faceless Void. Will they be able to capitalize on this? It doesn't look like that.
No, they don't even want to. Yeah. No interest in that. They just got 2 towers, last hit here on the Troll Warlord. He has the Mac, and now 2,500 gold on top of it. They're not in no rush at the moment. Like, they have the kill lead, they have the experience lead as well. Like, they're still consistently or constantly just going ahead of Na'Vi here. 5,000 and climbing, 5,000 gold as well. 2 towers ahead. I don't think they have to rush anything.
Yeah, neither do I. And with this BKB pickup on Pycat, there's really not a lot that Na'Vi can do to kill her. Pretty much all the physical damage they have is like the Faceless Void and a little bit from Flat Cannon. But that's not going to be enough in these teamfights. Most of it's the magical damage, especially from the Gyrocopter, and yet another tower going the way of Mouse up top.
Yeah, and I really liked what they did there. Like, with the smoke, they tried to bait someone, trying to deny the tower, but like Na'Vi didn't, yeah, they didn't take that bait. Too bad. But it was beautifully done. Like, Misery and MSS just standing there in the smoke, and just in case someone comes to deny it or attempting to deny it.
Troll ultimate used so that Fada can go ahead and farm up some of these ancients with that bonus movement speed.
Yep, but he won't make it to stack unless he's going back. There was the 53rd second, 54th, but he stunned the creep actually there, but it's just enough. There we have the second stack.
Yeah, but he also has a regeneration rune, so any health that he loses cleaning up this stack will be recuperated, so he doesn't have any lifesteal just yet. Well, BKBs are coming out for the side of Na'Vi as well. Snaking going to pick up his, and with good timing shouldn't be hit by any more of those arrows. But still, honestly, Na'Vi really doesn't have a lot of physical damage just yet.
Nope. The Void is everything but impressive. I mean, Mask of Madness and PTs, this is everything but overwhelming, and yeah, Fata, I don't know, as soon as that BKB is done, unless he's in a Chronosphere, he can just race through everything. He doesn't care about the Sand King, not about Korok, unless of course Anchor Smash, but yeah, he can just chew through. All he has to do is avoid that Chrono or survive somehow the Chrono. When it comes to surviving Chrono, like, we have the Shadow Demon actually going for, yep, the 4 stuff. This definitely helps, of course, but
on the backlines, they're going to get an arrow on the Faceless Void as well. The ultimate coming out from the Gyrocopter is going to land on Pycat, but defensive disruption will keep him alive. Now MSS falling fairly low. The missile, excuse me, is going to fall on through, but Snaking's falling too quickly. He just needs to back off here. Mechanism will keep him alive a little bit longer. Epicenter's being channeled on the backlines. Won't really do anything, and now there's going to have another stun attempt. Will land on Fada. They won't get the slow. Nice blink away from 147, and now his animation is bugged. Well, Air to Fly not going to land on him, and well, Faceless Void is going to be the casualty of war here, and Tier 1 tower defended by Mouz there.
I love this bug, by the way, on the Sand King. It's like the root bug now. It's just amazing. I love it. And, well, speaking of it, this was like the worst case scenario. Like, the last one, the only one that should not get a really long duration arrow in the entire Na'Vi team for like the purpose of initiation is the Void himself. I mean, Korok, Like, if he's getting focused down, the Kraken Shell would remove a lot of stuff, so he will eventually still get the Ravage through, but the Void just standing there next to the tier 1 tower and entire Mouz just waiting to capitalize on that arrow. I don't know how that happened, but it was really bad. I think if they would have gotten a proper initiation here, that would have been like a 50-50 chance for both teams who wins this fight. But of course, with the Void here getting caught, that's disaster.
Definitely. And also, now Trollord has that BKB, and he can just wreak havoc throughout these fights. He doesn't really care about anything that Na'Vi have to offer.
Yep, absolutely not. And, well, also when it comes to the graphs, like, I mean, at the moment, like, none of the teams are really showing an initiative. Like, every time Na'Vi is making one step forward, they're making two back. That's the biggest problem. I mean, they're going for a tier 1 tower and pay almost very dearly for it, and as soon as they fall back trying to, you know, farm on their own half of the map, then Mouz is saying like, sure, yeah, we can do that easily, and because they know they just farm better.
Well, Fada's invised up, looking for Korok. They're going to get the blink initiation coming out from MSS. He's still pretty tanky, not falling very quickly. And let's see if he'll be able to get it out. With the Troll slow, he'll be able to get a couple more auto attacks in. No Licky Bastards just yet. Anchor Smash, or rather, excuse me, now the Epicenter is being challenged by 157. He's going to get the Burrow Strike on 2. On top of that, and Fada's falling very quickly. Doesn't get the BKB off, and the HAP Persian Ultimate's going to clean up the other.
What a nice turnaround. Ravage, Epicenter, Burst Strike, and the Ice Blast on top of it. And
oh, Faceless Void cancels the Chronosphere.
that was last minute cancel. Oh, I love it. But that would have been awesome. Like, if they would have gotten a 2-man chrono now on top of it, that would have been 4 people down for Mouz, as well as a lot of damage on a tier 2 tower. Maybe even a buyback force there. But yeah, I mean, those two, that was absolutely nice. But you see already how tanky the Tidehunter is. This 4 points in Kraken Shell, as well as, of course, having Mac and a lot of studs with PTs and drums. Like, it really works out. Like, those two, Fata and even the Axe, not being able to kill him, that's really bad news. And now tier 1 tower in the mid is the next. Oh my god.
Oh, they're going time lock forward. Have they thrown out the Chronosphere? Now they will. Caught a couple of his own heroes, and now the defensive disruption will keep him alive. Packet's being focused down, but with the BKB pop, they really can't do much of anything. 1437 is going to be burst down by the Wraith King. Wraithfire Blast being thrown out, and it looks like he's going to be the only casualty board. Time walk away. Korok is going to be able to blink out as well. And now TP attempt from Korok. Will he be able to cancel this misery? Does have the Wraithfire Blast, not going to be able to find a blink for it. That was pretty close. MSS has the missile falling him, but it looks like that's going to be the end, and not really much happening in the middle lane.
Yeah, that didn't really work out. Also the Ice Blast, like, he fired it on 3 people, but everybody was just sidestepping it. It didn't hit on anyone, but, I mean, Pycat now found a double damage rune, and they're going directly into Roshan, and Roshan is melting away. I mean, there's no minus armor whatsoever coming out, but they don't even need it. MSS can easily tank it. And yep, they should be able to just.
Oh, they're going to blink up to the high ground. MS is going to miss the call. Air to Fly also going to land. Ancient Apparition Ultimate is pretty much the only ulti that Na'Vi have. They're going to throw the Gyrocopter Ultimate into the pit, but people have already pretty much gotten out of there. Pycat has the Aegis. Now he's focused down. 1437 dunk coming out from the Axe. They will lose the Aegis immediately, but now Snaking going to be caught up by the call. Second duck is going to miss by MSS. Not sure why he actually threw that out. Oh, he actually canceled it and got the second duck onto Snaking. Now they're looking for more in the backlines. Time walk away from the Faceless Void, but they're going to be able to stop Korok. Will be able to follow this up. They have another call coming out from MSS. He's very tanky, but with the arrow, 5 seconds on that one, and another dunk coming out from MSS, a triple kill for him, and that'll be a nice teamfight win for Mouz, and should take a tier 2 tower off of that as well.
Yeah, that wasn't just like a very nice team fight. This was Roshan claimed and a nice team fight on top of it, and I don't think they will stop here. As you already said, there is a tier 2 tower who's waiting to at least receive a lot of damage. I don't know if they get it through, especially with the Ice Blast now coming in, but let's see what we got here. I mean, all 5 are still standing. Reincarnation is there. Why not? They will definitely get this tower down.
Yeah, they did lose the Aegis in that last fight, so they're not going to have it to push up high ground, and the ultimates are going to start coming off of cooldown for Na'Vi. Tidehunter ultimate is ready, but after that last team fight in mid that ended up just killing away 1437, and with no casualties on Mouse, they're able to go into the Roshan pit with no contention from Na'Vi, really. They threw out the Gyrocopter ultimate, but that was it, and now Pycat's starting to hit really hard with this Daedalus, and Gyrocopter really doesn't have anything to compare to that. It has the BKB and the Helmet of Dominator, but that's not really where you want your Gyrocopter to be at this point.
Yeah, it doesn't really help him at this point. Like, the Dunk doesn't really care about the BKB, and they have so many damage sources at the moment in form of Fata and and Pikehead that, yeah, they just bring him in range. And you saw the axe was really just dunking through. I mean, I have to say that Na'Vi has... The RNG and everything is not really on their side, or let's say Mouz is just better with the timing. Because, for example, the Sand King came in, he used the dust, and he actually got like 3 targets there that were in the Moonlight Shadow. So from there, and I actually thought, oh, now comes the turnaround. They got Roshan, but they will pay for it. But no, he got instantly stunned, and then just dunked away with, I don't know, here and there. I think Starstorm damage was collateral, and I don't know, with that, no epicenter, no further burrow strikes, no nothing, then Korok not having the Ravage ready and stuff like that. It's just a fight. I don't know. It was really horrible, and now Mouz is really... They have the upper hand, and they dictate where the game is heading right now. They can choose.
Faceless Void might get caught out here, being very greedy. Cleave that small camp. It looks like he'll be just fine, though. Yeah. Blink Dagger is on Misery, but it's nighttime, and they don't have ward coverage down here.
Yep.
Oh, maybe they will find him out. Misery going to get vision
Misery
onto the Faceless Void. Where's the blink? Oh, waiting for follow-up. There's the stun. He wasn't able to get the Time Walk off. Has a Chronosphere and might be able to get away. Time Walk has been thrown out, but he's just falling so quickly with the Mask of Madness. Waiting forward by Misery. Will he be able to connect with another stun? He's walking pretty quickly, going to throw out the stick charges. Now it's daytime. Will they be able to get the vision here? He's trying to TP out. Oh, this is very dangerous. Get the vision with the... Oh, those axes. And now they'll be able to clean up that kill.
I don't understand. I really don't understand why didn't he use the second time lapse to go into the trees and TP there. By the time he started the TP, his second time lapse was ready. Could have just gone away, but he was hoping for not being in vision and everything. But of course, with the axes, easy going for them. So I don't know. What did he do there in the first place?
I don't know, he was just farming at the enemy jungle, didn't feel safe in his own, and was just playing way too greedy there. He stuck around too long. Should have just TP'd out after that last camp.
Yep, especially because there were obviously a lot of heroes. There were at least 4 heroes missing from the map. There was just 1 hero showing in the top lane, which means there was at least 1 close to that, but the other 3, they could have been smoked and just waiting for him to show on a lane, and he did exactly that. The funny thing is, I don't think Misery was even looking for him. Misery was just there, I don't know, on a prowl, just, you know, just looking, hey, what's going on here, farming some creeps, hey ho, but then he was like, oh, look, there's a void, let's go for it.
Yep, well, for now, both teams on their own side of the map. No aggressive movements coming out. There was a missile following Fada through there, but he was able to regen up through that. And while Fada, his build, he's picked up an ultimate orb. What do you think that's for? Manta Cell?
That's actually a good question. Ultimate orb. Why not Scotty?
I think I'd like Scotty better than Manta. Whoa, we're going to miss a kill on Mirana. Not sure what she was doing there. Did they even commit the Chronosphere? Yeah, they did. So
yeah, that was Chronosphere and just clubbed down pretty much. But yeah, sure. At least he gets a kill. It was a high value kill simply for the fact that Pikehead was on a Wicked 6. So that's almost 1,000 gold going towards the Void. Gold he desperately needs. I mean, his farm is quite, I have to say it like this, it's quite pathetic. Because he didn't get anything out of the laning stage. Like the disaster fights in mid and around the bottom rune, it really didn't work out for him. I mean, after all, he's now, what, number 6 in net worth. He's below the Axe. He's below almost everyone. Like all the core heroes on both sides, they just have more. And, well, he definitely needs a lot more.
Yep, well... Looks like we're not going to have a team fight for a little bit longer. They do have the ultimates up on Na'Vi, but I don't think they can really push the issue here. And so they're just giving Mouz a little bit of room to wait for Miran to come back up and maybe farm a little bit before they go for these next couple of towers.
Yeah. I mean, you know, in a game where you have a Void, usually a Void always means if he hits a nice chrono, that's always 5-1. That's like someone always dies in a chrono. And I'm not talking about external damage, I'm just talking about the Void actually doing something to one target. And oh, we have a smoke, and they find Fata here. Yep, there we go.
Yep, and well, he pops the BKB, but he's getting bashed, trying to TP out of there. Another bash coming out from the Faceless Void. He's going to try to man-fight this up, but eventually will fall down. Oh, lucky bash coming out from the Faceless Void. Well, I guess it's not too lucky. With the Mask of Madness, he's hitting fast enough to where that's...
Like the attack speed by now, it's not too lucky with a 25% chance. Like, you will get 4 hits through before the TP is completely channeled. But either way, it's like... as I said, at the moment, like, the Void is just able to kill 2 targets in the Chrono, and that is the Shadow Demon and Pikehead. But even Pikehead is getting in a certain range where he has so much HP that I don't even think he can kill Pikehead if there's anything happening around. That's the biggest problem. So Shadow Demon would be the only target he could really solo kill. But then again, now he has 2,400 gold, which means he could upgrade soon that Maelstrom, for example, into a Mjolnir's or getting a Crystallis up. I don't know what he's going for, but I think Crit would be a nice choice as a next item. But let's see. First of all, we have a cliff pop. There's an arrow flying. Fly, and not finding anything. But Moonlight Shadow, they want to engage.
Oh, and they're going to find it onto Snake King. He's stunned up by the Wraith King. Now Blinking gets a call onto 2. Ravage on the backlines will catch up all of those heroes. They're just taking so much damage with the Epicenter from 1437. That's the ultimate down from the Wraith King. Now the Chronosphere on the backlines going to catch out 2. He's focusing on Pikehead. Pikehead still, no, not falling fast enough. Not getting the lucky bashes. Disruption will come way too late, and Pikehead will fall. We have a buyback coming out from the Axe, but now they're going to be able to get the Faceless Void behind the tower. 2-2 tower still stands. It'll get the deny there from the Shouting. Now they're looking for more MSS. He's been cold feeded up, and they'll be able to get the Axe kill. Korok is fairly low. Stun coming out from Misery. Going to be disjointed nicely by 1437, but they're going to lose the Tidehunter for this more than likely, and they will, with one more crit coming up from the Wraith King. Fog trying to juke through the trees. Another very hopeful TP. Will he be able to make it out? He will. Wraith Fire Blast mid animation.
Nice. I was just about to say, I think he should have TP'd there instantly, but yeah, he didn't. And now, I don't know. Sand King just looking if there's anything he could clean up in that fight. But after all, was this a 2 for free if I was counting right? Or did this?
It was a
Sand
dieback
King
from
buy
the
back?
Axe. Dieback from the Axe.
Dieback from the Axe. And Sand King, did he respawn? Or did he actually use his buyback? Wait,
yeah, he just respawned. It's not on cooldown.
Yeah, he respawned. Okay. So after all, it's still yeah, a 3-4-4, pretty much, if you count the accent twice.
Yeah. I don't know, that Epicenter from 1437 did a lot of work that last fight, but still...
Yeah, but it was again, like, not linked to the Chrono. The Chrono had 2 people, plus a third one, like, being directly next to the Chrono. I think there the Epicenter would have been better, doing a lot more damage, especially because the Void could have gone out there. Because with the disruption and the stun directly under the tower, oh, we see it go here. Oh,
Solo
there's
Chrono.
the Chrono.
Onto the Shadow
Yeah.
Demon. He's being bashed to death here, and he gets plenty of them in order to clean up that kill. It's level 3, so the cooldown not that significant on the Faceless Void,
Yeah.
so I'd say that's worth it for a solo pickoff.
80 seconds, that's absolutely something. Like, I mean, in pubs, for example, you always get, like, flamed, like, oh, am I using the Chrono on a single target? But seriously, like, just above 1 minute is the cooldown. But now, oh, they find the Tidehunter, how he farms the Ancients there. Now Fata,
Oh,
does he
stun
want to
coming out
steal?
from the Helm of Dominator's Centaur. Don't think they'll be able to catch this one up. He's just going to clean up that farm, and I don't think he'll be able to take this stack. Well, he might be able to. He's going to run in the mischance on the creeps, and on the backlines they're being zoned out. BKB popped by Snake King. He's not doing enough damage to the Axe with the Blade Mail on him. It's not returning any Fadia. Also falling. Epicenter doing nothing. They're all BKB'd. Now stun coming out from Misery. Arrow to fly, not going to land on anything, and Fada's looking for more, maybe. Looks like they're just going to back off. Nobody's going to die. Call down.
Idea.
Yeah. Oh no, they're going back in. Oh, blink forward by 1437. Only catches Alfada. Here's the Ravage. Pikehead is BKB. Trying to focus down this Tidehunter. Misery is also joining the fray. Has his ultimate available. Trying to focus down these targets. They're going to get the call on Korok, but he's just so tanky. Still not dying. Another stun from the Wraith King. They'll be able to get the Wraith King ultimate. No dunk coming out from MSS. He tried for it, and he's falling too low. 1437 eventually will get caught out in MSS. He's trying to survive the extra armor. It's keeping him alive. Faceless Void doesn't have a time walk again. Well, blink forward by the Axe. Oh, going to be able to get out of there. Buyback from the Sand King now. Misery doesn't have the ultimate available. We have a Chronosphere on the backline. Didn't catch anything. And well, Fada, that disruption, well, it did catch Fada, but he was disrupted up to keep him alive. Fada, he does have the mechanism, but he's just so tanky. Now they're going to be able to turn on 1437. They're going to get another kill. 4 heroes dead on the side of Na'Vi with a dieback from the Sand King.
Like, I don't know what Na'Vi did there, but like 3 heroes, well 2 heroes following Misery while the Void is just getting kited by 2 heroes. MSS is just kiting him, Fata is keeping the Axe debuff up on him so he doesn't... like, he had like 2 or 3 seconds time in that entire fight to clearly hit a target, and there he had the Axe debuff directly on him, which means all the time misses. I don't know what that was, but Na'Vi splitting up in this fight, that was, I think, a huge mistake, especially now that Roshan is the next goal of Mouz here, and the Ancients, they also got somehow cleaned up. I don't know, probably collateral damage from the Gyrocopter Flak Cannon, I don't know.
I think so. They're going to throw a Gyrocopter ultimate in the pit. Don't think that's going to see where Sean Trollard picks up the Aegis. Everybody's slowed, but really not going to matter much. Snake King might be in a little bit of trouble here. He's going to be disrupted up. Where's the follow-up? They're going to have Axe. He's calling in. There's the call. They're not focusing him down on the backlines. They're focusing on 2 targets simultaneously. Snake King still surviving. Fada slowing him down, and now with the Scotty, we'll be able to clean up with one more ranged attack. Will they be able to catch out more? I don't think so. Blink forward. MSS almost got the ultimate off on Fogden. He's just falling so low with the blinking from Misery. He'll be able to get that kill, but he might have just lost it. But with the ultimate at level 16, he's not really going to care much. He should be able to get back out again. Disruption going on the Faceless Void. Another stun going the way of Korak, and Misery's still not dead. Chronosphere going to land on MSS, trying to focus him down, but MSS is decently tanky. He's still falling very quickly inside the Chronosphere. Will we be able to get this? Well, eventually he will. One more bash coming out from the Faceless Void. Blink down towards the south. They're going to catch out. Yeah, Shadow Demon.
Vision.
Yeah,
Vision.
no sentries. And Shadow Demon looks like he's going to be okay. No, Tidewalk coming in. Oh, blink away from the Shadow Demon down towards the south, juking for all he's worth snaking. 1437 going to be able to get the stun on Shadow Demon. Looks like he's finally going to die here, but a lot of wasted time there by the Shadow Demon.
That was too good to be true. Like those jukes around the trees, like time lapse in, dagger out, that was just too beautiful. But yeah, in the end, he just was found. I don't even know why exactly the Sand King was like panically going for Sandstorm. I guess he just wanted to avoid the Sandstorm there, so it was actually a nice play, but oh well, poor Shadow Demon. But in the end, still, Mouz getting away here with a nice overall fight. I mean, they still have, say it, like all their tankiness. They have the Aegis on the Troll, everything they want to. So Na'Vi, they have to take the initiative now to save this game, otherwise it's pretty soon over. 42 minutes, 29 and 23. 2 down, but they're soon respawning. Mouz can say like, here, why not dropping a tier 2? But
blink forward by Misery. Going to get the stun up on the Faceless Void. No follow-up, however, and the tier 2 tower taking a lot of damage. 1437 going to blink on the backlines. Going to catch out Pycat here. And, well, 1 crit, and that's going to stop that. MSS looking for the call, not going to find out the Sand King. BKB forced out by Snake King. Oh, Bada taking a little bit of damage. He's going to be able to chase down this Gyrocopter with the Scotty, I believe. No, he'll be able to back off, not wanting to chase too deep. And now the stun, yet again, going the way of the Faceless Void. Now the Chronosphere will catch out Misery as well as MSS. No, MSS on the very edge of it. And now the Purge going the way of the Faceless Void. He's just caught out way too deep. And now the stun dunk going to be missed, but the Purge coming up from the Shadow Demon will get the last hit.
Outplayed 101, like seriously. First the Sand King like stuck in the trees, he gets found again, not being able to go for initiation. The Chrono was, I don't know, used to just escape, but MSS with a perfect reaction, like he stood at the end, or like he was blinking to the end of the Chrono and just catching the Void out. Like it's really sad to see actually. Na'Vi has, at least on paper, like so nice initiation. It could be so lethal, but in the end, nothing's really happening. Not even the Ice Blasts are hitting. Like Mouz is just well aware of everything Na'Vi wants to do. It's like, it feels like they're always one step ahead. And yeah, I think this is Rex, and I don't think they can even contest it because there's no Void, there's no damage whatsoever without him.
Well, they might be able to catch somebody out in the sidelines. Disruption into Arrow. Arrow a little bit mistimed, and Kurok should be able to walk away from that, but they got the racks. And, well, they're going for more. 1437 going to be caught up by the call. Now the follow-up stun for Misery. There's Gyrocopter ultimate coming out through all of this, but Gyrocopter just taking too much damage from the Blade Mail there and shouldn't be able to initiate into that, and they're staying in the base. Range Barracks going to be the next to fall.
Yep, that's also the next fact about this. Like, with 2 people having Blade Mail and all the AoE damage on the Gyrocopter and everything, like, it's really evil. Like, if they want to, they can just stand still and the Gyrocopter will kill himself on 2 targets, especially with the AoE damage the Gyrocopter has. We're talking about the ultimate, the barrage, as well as the flak cannon. If he goes full out with it, like, his lifesteal is not enough to keep up with the Blade Mail here.
Yeah. Well, for now, Mouz going to be happy with that pick off there, and they'll just back off. Mirana has 4,700 gold in the bank, waiting for that next pickup. And speaking of pickups, we're going to have it full MKB on the Troll Warlord, and the damage is going to start coming out big for Mousesports with these next 2 items.
Yeah, I mean, Fata is so fat, and the funny thing is, I'm looking at Fata and I think like, wow, oh, he's so fat, but Pycat, his net worth is even above that, and I mean, he has only, like, I'm really saying this in all my humbleness, but he's only having a Daedalus as well as, of course, the Black King, but of course, the ultimate orb is there, and what is it? That's the question. Is it really...
It's a Lincoln's. He has the recipe on the courier.
Lincoln's?
Yeah.
Okay, this is something I don't understand. Like, in the position Mouz is right now, I don't feel Pycat is in need of a Lincoln's at all.
Yeah, neither did I. I mean, the only thing it's really blocking is like Cold Feet from Ancient Apparition, Sanking Stun, Missile. But they have ways to break that with the Cold Feet and the Missile, and really Sanking Stun's the only meaningful one that they're taking off of there.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, if he feels more secure with the Lincoln, sure, why not? I mean, in the end, Daedalus and the level, of course, he has and everything, his right clicks are fine. Like, it's enough to beat Navi at the moment. So Lincoln's is just making sure, I don't know, to not get cold-feeted or burst.
Yeah, it'll help him once his BKB is out, as it is wearing down duration. 7 seconds now, and, well, 2-3 tower going to fall without any big initiations. There is a Chronosphere, but now he's going to be stunned up. They're just focusing on the racks for now.
Yep.
And Range
This is
Barracks
the
going to
last
fall.
fight.
Here's the Ravage. It's going to land on 2, I believe, but now Fada's BKB'd up, and Wraithing's coming right back into this engagement. Here comes the call down. Refresh on Kurok. Will they be able to find any more? Chronosphere only going to catch on Misery here in this fight. Arrow to Fly, not going to land on anything just yet, and eventually will just fade out. Now the Faceless Void's going to be stunned up. Epicenter going on the backlines. They will be able to get the kill on the Axe, but now here comes the cleanup crew. Pycat going to start focusing down the heroes. They will lose even more. In fact, the Troll Warlord died in the, on the backlines of that fight, but Pycat just doesn't seem to care. Focusing on snaking. Man fighting up against him. He has a Shadow Demon as well, and they're going to lose their Gyrocopter, and, well, maybe even this melee barracks. I'm not sure if they can really defend against this, even though it's only 2 heroes.
Yep, but they have to be careful though. Like this fight, that's a bad thing. The fight didn't go really Mouse's way, at least not as they expected. Like they deployed MSS to interrupt the Sand King's channel there. The problem is, like, the first time he interrupted him, it was all good because he faked it. And the second time he was like 0.5 seconds delayed. So the Sand King actually getting the full epicenter through, as well as, of course, the Gyrocopter going with a full rocket barrage. So MSS went down and his mission sort of failed. But then again, at least he saved the rest of the team by, let's say, the the epicenter not being in the entire team on top of the Chronosphere. So in the end, the fight not going Mouse's way, at least not how they planned it on paper, but still, like, they lost the racks, they lost the tower, and Na'Vi losing their cores, both of them again. So, I don't know, if they want to, they can just rinse, repeat, and eventually there will be no base left.
Pretty much, yeah. With the MKB picked up on the Gyrocopter, he was doing a decent amount of physical damage in that team fight, which you really haven't seen up until now. Well, yeah, and it also avoids the Troll Lord's Whirling Axe's mischance, which is kind of nice. But MKB, pretty standard for a Gyrocopter, just for the base damage that it offers. And, well, Na'Vi, they still have a little bit of fight left in them. It's not over just yet, but, I don't know, it's not looking great. They have a barracks down, as well as the range barracks up on top.
Yeah. I mean, they need a hell of a fight to turn this around at the moment. And Na'Vi, as I said, like, the worst thing for Na'Vi is really the initiations. And I'm talking about their own initiations failing and Mouse interrupting everything else. I'm talking about interrupting. MSS is
Den and
finding
Bottom, they cut out Fog. They do have a Chronosphere to throw it. He actually didn't cancel or throw it out. They're going to stun up the Faceless Void. It looks like they're going to get 2 pickups there. Chronosphere just to escape out of this. They might die a crit with the Mask of Madness on. And now he's going to tick down. Not enough backtracks there for him.
I was just talking about initiation, and this is just something that must not happen. Like, I mean, you're the team that needs like 100% awesome initiation, especially in the situation of this team. And what happens? MSS finds your support dying instantly, and then you come in as Void and you die as well. So this means automatically now tier 2 is going down. Like, they have a clip available, but they will save it for the tier 3 tower, I assume. Look at this. This is even through backdoor protection. They don't care. They can just eat through it, especially with Pycat just having a double damage, which runs out right now. But still, look at this. This is even without Desolator. This is just AC. And
they're
MSS
going to be able to catch
again.
out Snaking. There comes the jump in from Cork. He's going to get a nice Ravage on a lot of heroes. Called down is going to be there to follow up as well. 2 of the main heroes are BKB, however. They will be able to get MSS. Fada not eating a lot of damage from that epicenter. It looks like Mouse are just going to back off for here. Well, yeah, after losing the axe, it looks like that'll be the end of that. And, well, with all of those ultimate spend as well as a buyback on Snaking, they can just back off, maybe wait for Roshan, even though it is a very long respawn timer.
Yeah. To be honest, it wasn't too bad, this trade. I mean, Refresher on the Tidehunter is out. The Void was out anyway. They got a tower on top of it and traded a Gyrocopter versus an Axe, and a Gyrocopter even bought back. So all they have to do is wait for MSS to respawn. By that time, we have Reincarnation back, as well as all the BKBs. So even this outcome is in favor for Mouse here.
Yeah, they have a 100-second window where Quirk doesn't have a single Ravage to throw out in these fights. And Epicenter, they'll probably be back up before they push yet again, but they'll get the Roshan pretty easily. I don't know, it looks like Na'Vi might decide to make that be their last stand. And if they win the fight, they're still in it, but if they lose, it's pretty much all over if they lose this next Roshan.
Yeah, I actually thought like the fight on top was already the end, but then Mouz ended up with still a couple heroes of them dying, or actually was free. But, well, like as I said, the next fight has to be pretty much the deciding part, and it feels like that we're gonna see a Roshan being the deciding factor here in this game. The question is, does Mouz wanna, like, do they go for this Roshan? Do they even need it, or do they say like, hey guys, we can do this without Aegis. There's no need whatsoever to risk like engagement around the Rosh pit, which can sometimes end in a very awkward position because it's narrow, it's perfect for Chrono, unless the Void dies, or does not die before, as it happened so many times already.
Well, a lot of big items are coming out. They have a BKB on the Axe, Basher on Misery, as well as a Satanic on Pycat, so I don't even think they need it. They're going to throw an arrow just to make sure that Na'Vi aren't trying to sneak this Roshan. But yeah, I don't even think they need the Roshan to push up high ground. But they might play it safe. It looks like they're going to smoke up, look for a pick-off, and if they get the
well
pick-off...
aware of this.
Yeah.
They're absolutely well aware of it. So now is the question, does Mouz, was this a smoke to maybe catch Na'Vi in the act here doing Roshan? Or was this in the end just like, hey, let's see, we just wrap around, and yeah, they actually do this.
They're going to get a huge wraparound, actually. 1437. Oh, will he be able to get it? Call going to be completely off the mark by MSS, and now the Chronosphere. It's only going to catch out Pycat, and I'm not sure he's really going to be able to focus down Disruption. We'll keep him alive for now, and with the Satanic, he'll be back in full health in no time with the BKB. Now they're going to lose their faces. Void Calden's not really going to do all that much, and Call going to miss yet again coming out from MSS, but it's going to zone Na'Vi completely out, and while they're looking more, blink forward by Misery. BKB forced out by Snaking. He wants to try to turn and fight this. Without his BKB, he really can't, so this is his time to go, but his BKB is just a short duration. Now they're going to get a call onto Snaking. The Ravager on the backlines is going to catch Clears with the 1437 Epicenter being thrown out. They just haven't been able to clean anybody up. The dunk coming out from MSS is going to be able to get one. Now 1437 looks like he'll be the next target of choice. Well, let's see. They're going to be able to clean up even more, and GG called out, rightfully so correct, should die before this game is over. Call off the mark, but Fada going to be able to clean it down.
This was really unfortunate. I think the reason Na'Vi went back there was because they wanted to wait for the Ravages, but the problem is I think they had the advantage there by being like on the uphill and looking downhill. Like, I don't know why they didn't engage there. He had the chance of a triple burrow strike into everything, but they decided to run away and just got caught one by one. So in the end, it's a best of 3. First game goes to Mouz, so congratulations for those guys. And let's see what game number 2 holds. Change of draft, change of strategy. After all, it was pretty close at the start, Mouz, but yeah, just a tick better.
Yep, well, we should have the next game coming up very quickly. The lobby will probably be hosted very fast, and I should have that up on stream before too long. So see you in a bit. We'll have more of this best of 3 very shortly.